Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The US and several European countries have reported their highest daily rises in COVID cases since the pandemic began. Huge queues have formed in towns and cities across the US as people inundate testing centres. More than 440,000 new cases were recorded in the US on Monday. France, Italy, Greece, Portugal and England have also reported record numbers of daily infections. Officials have said the high figures could be due in part to reporting delays over the Christmas period. One of the last pro-democracy media organisations in Hong Kong, Strand News, is shutting down after it was raided by police and senior staff were arrested. More than 200 police officers were sent to raid the publication's office. 7 people, both current and former employees, were detained by Hong Kong police for conspiracy to publish seditious publications. Hong Kong police said in a statement they were authorised to search and seize relevant journalistic materials. The raid raises more concerns about press freedom in the former British colony. Russia's Supreme Court has ordered the closure of the International Memorial, one of Russia's oldest human rights groups. Staff of Memorial gathered at the court to hear the verdict. The group worked to recover the memory of the millions of innocent people executed, imprisoned or persecuted in the Soviet era. State prosecutors accused the organisation of breaking a law requiring groups to register as foreign agents. Outside court, the organisation's lawyers said the court order was politically motivated. Iraqis have held a symbolic funeral for fighters killed in US airstrikes in 2019. A military convoy displaying the faces of those killed drove through Baghdad's Martyrs Monument. It is the second anniversary since 7 fighters were killed and at least 6 more wounded in the raids on both sides of the Iraqi-Syrian border. The Pentagon said the raids hit operational and weapons storage facilities at 2 locations in Syria and 1 in Iraq. The Bishop of Johannesburg has led a ceremony outside Archbishop Desmond Tutu's home in Soweto.
I believe that he was motivated by his faith in the Lord.
He told those gathered that Desmond Tutu had faith in God, faith in people, faith in himself. Thousands of people have made the journey to his home to pay their respects and leave comments in a book of condolence for his family. His body will lie in state at the cathedral where he worked from Friday, while his funeral will take place on Sunday. Greek divers have discovered the wreckage of an Italian submarine 80 years after it was sunk by the Allied forces in the Aegean Sea during World War II. Photos show the Jantina, which had sailed from the Greek island of Leros with 48 sailors on board, and sank in 1941 after being hit by torpedoes fired by a British submarine. She was discovered last month by Kostas Thoktaridis, one of Greece's best-known divers. A newly unveiled statue of Portuguese football star Cristiano Ronaldo is dividing opinion in India. It was presented in the western Goa state, a former Portuguese colony which has a large Portuguese population. Critics say local football players should have been honoured, especially since several past and present members of India's national team are Goan. But officials hope it will motivate young people.
This is nothing but to inspire our youth. If you want to take football to the other level, then this is what boys and girls will get inspired, looking at him, taking selfies with him.
And finally, a zoo in Ireland is asking people to send in their unwanted Christmas trees. Elephants famously enjoy the taste of the pine needles, which are like sweets to them. The director of the zoo said lions enjoy the strong pine scent, while meerkats enjoy climbing through the branches. The trees that aren't used will be chipped for the enclosures and flower beds. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.